Duke Loves Rasslin. You are now rocking with the God, JTG.
You're locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Brothers and sisters, you know we are coming up on our 9th anniversary of the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, and it is so special to be able to continue to deliver fantastic content for you. And, you know, this episode, we have one of our most requested guests, a person who is absolutely beloved all throughout the pro wrestling world. And really, there's a good reason why, because he's a great dude. So without further ado, welcome to Duke Loves Rasslin, brother JTG. What's going on, man?
Thanks for having me, Duke.
brother. I is it weird when people say things like that to you, though, that you are beloved? Because I'll tell you right now, man, as somebody who's been doing the podcasting thing, and I built online communities, so I have a lot of data from the fans from all over the world and what have you. And straight up, man, I've never seen a bad word about you. So that's what I see. But for you as the person living it, do you feel that type of positive energy? Do you feel that love?
Oh, I definitely feel it. I feel it when I go to the independent shows. I feel it on social media. It's a great feeling. I try to, but I have to, keep myself grounded, keep myself humble. Because that's how I am. I just got to keep myself humble. But I do recognize my achievements and the love that I get from the fans.
How do you do that? Because you're a brother who, pretty much from the beginning, you were earmarked as a somebody. You know what I mean? You stand out in the crowd. You've been able to earn the respect of the decision makers, which is why you've always been in top positions, so to speak. How do you keep yourself humble when you've earned so many accolades and what have you?
Part of my personality is always keeping a balance. So that's what it is. So I also, as much as I get the praise, I'm also my biggest critic. And that's how I balance it out.
That makes sense, man. That makes sense. So you keep yourself in check, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got some good friends, that humble me too. If I'm on cloud nine a little bit, they be like, hey, calm down, Jason. They call out my government name. I, Jason. Get a little too big headed over there.
That's it. Just because you got your muscles all puffed up, and you got your hair all straight and what have you, that don't mean that you everything now. Come on.
So between good friends and myself, yeah, I balance it out.
That's hilarious. Hey, what's going on with this? I say coming up during WrestleMania weekend up in Vegas, man. I see that you got a Pan-African World Title match against Suge D.
Yes, yes, I'm pulling double duty that day. 10 around. I believe the show starts at 11:30. That's 11 at 11 in the afternoon, and at night I got All Caribbean Wrestling. But back to Suge D. Suge D, his Pan-African World Championship title belongs to me, and it should have been on me. I should have been the first. Being J the God, the achievements that I've accomplished throughout my career, being one of the youngest African Americans to be signed at the age of 21 and on the Raw roster on TV at 21. What I'm saying? Barely able to drink. Being the first ever match at the Barclays Center, being the first winner too in Brooklyn. Yeah, I want my flowers on April 17th. I want ebony roses after I win my title from Suge D.
Listen, that's deep. Ebony roses. Okay, so you going all the way with this one now. All right. I see that there. WrestleMania weekend is going to be hot, folks. All of the top stars from all over are going to be battling in different cards and what have you. So definitely check out ASE. That's ASE And it's wrestling.com for ticket information. You definitely want to check it out. Thursday, April 17th. JTG is about to bless brother Suge D by putting some hands on him and taking back that Pan-African world title. So that's good stuff there.
Yeah, I'm a lighten the weight off his shoulder. You know, carrying a title around airports, you know, could get a little, you know, become a little bit too much. So I'm gonna take the load off of him for a few you know. I'm gonna hold on to it for a while. I'm used to carrying titles. It's so cool.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Used to being a champion, you know.
Yeah.
But now you brought it up, so we got to go here. A promotion that's near and dear to my heart. I am so over the moon about All Caribbean Wrestling. I think you folks have done a fantastic job, the entire team over there. And I really have a special place in my heart for it because, you know, part of my family is from Jamaica. And I know that, you know, there are certain parts of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico and what have you, that have a strong wrestling culture. But there are other parts that really, this is brand new. You know, it's not something that's common. So the fact that All Caribbean Wrestling is bringing pro wrestling, that form of sports entertainment throughout the Caribbean, is really something special, man. So talk to me about ACW and just your role in that company.
My role just being an international superstar. I'm so blessed to be a part of All Caribbean Wrestling, to be able to travel to the Caribbean and get paid to do what I love. So far, I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to Trinidad. We got a few more. We got Bermuda coming up. Yeah, we got a few more dates coming up, and to represent the country that, you know, I wasn't born there, but I was raised there as a toddler by my grandmother for about maybe like 2 years. So Trinidad, you know, that's close to me, and I'm able to represent that on a big scale. And All Caribbean Wrestling is giving me that platform. So I'm just honored to do that. My grandmother's still alive, so hopefully she's able to see me live in Trinidad. So that's a goal that I want to accomplish. So there's a lot I want to do with All Caribbean Wrestling.
Wow, I did not know that you're Trini, brother.
Oh yeah, both parents.
Wow. Okay, so we got to talk about this because again, I'm you know, mom is Jamaican, that whole side of the family is Jamaican. You're Trini. So let's talk about cuisine, brother, because I'm, you know, Duke loves wrestling, but Duke loves food as well. You know, when it comes to Trini food, for somebody who's never had it before, what is like a go-to plate? So let's start from, you know, whatever type of rice, vegetable, and then protein.
Okay, so do you eat meat? Because I'm a vegetarian, but do you eat meat?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, so if you eat meat, do you eat seafood?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know if you ever heard of this. You probably have a roti.
Yes, love roti.
Roti.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like the hamburger of Trinidad. And I would recommend they have like chicken, beef, or shrimp.
Okay.
Any one of those two, and you got to put some pepper sauce, not hot sauce, pepper sauce.
Pepper. Gotta have the pepper. Now
Have
listen.
the pepper.
Have the pepper sauce if you can handle spicy, because here's the thing: not everybody can handle that now. You know.
Yeah, if you want to know if it's good pepper sauce, if it's orange.
That's right. That's right. Burn your face off. That's right.
You know, hot sauce is red. You want pepper sauce. You want the orange shit.
Exactly. Go for the real deal. Forget about that hot ones and all that stuff you see on YouTube, folks. Go for the real Trini pepper sauce there. Now, roti is interesting because that is, you know, for lack of a better term, that's the bread. That's the wrap that's on the outside, and then you put your stuff in there. Shout out to my mom. She loves to get chicken roti from a place here in Boston, Ali's Roti.
Ali, okay.
Yep.
I lived in Boston for a little bit. I think I know on Ali on
Blue Hill
Street.
Blue Hill brother. In Mattapan.
Yeah, exactly. Blue Hill yeah. I used to get my hair cut over there.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, you and I got a lot in common.
Small circle.
Man.
Oh yeah.
You know the hood out here. That's dope. That's dope.
Warmbeck Street.
Okay, yeah, you were right down the street then. You talking Walmart. You were really in the hood. Oh man, shout out to Warmbeck Street. Damn. All right. So then you could either get the roti plate.
Yeah, we got the same rotis.
Yeah, that's right.
Same roti
that's
shop.
right. You could either get the roti plate, where everything is separate and you build it
Oh, that's called
yourself.
bust up shot. That's bust up
Yes,
shot.
bust
Yeah.
up shot. Yes, talk to me
Yeah.
about this bust up.
Sometimes I got to be in the mood for that because it's kind of like a how would I put it? You have the skin, and then you just have you just dip your sauce, and you pick your meat up with the skin.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Now,
If you feel like dipping, you could do that. But if you want it like in a burrito type style, go with the roti.
yes, yeah, and that's a hearty meal right there. You get one roti should do
You
you
getting
good, man.
full. Yeah, you getting
Yes,
full.
if you can finish it. Yes, if you can finish it, that's for sure.
And then
You know.
another little tip, if you get a shrimp roti, make sure you eat it the same day. You eat it in one sitting. Don't be leaving any back because you don't want to put shrimp back in the refrigerator. I've done that a few times and it didn't. Yeah, that's just off
Yeah,
experience.
it gets rubbery and what have you there. Yeah, that doesn't
It
work
doesn't
out too
number on
well.
your stomach.
That's right. That's right. So what's this about you not eating meat though? Talk to me about this, bro.
Oh, that just I think about maybe almost 2 years now. I just took a spiritual path. I wanted to, feel lessen the density. Meat has a lot of density on your spirit, and and I feel the difference. I don't eat meat at all. Chicken, beef, pork, seafood, but occasionally I might have some fish. So I'm gonna say I'm about 98% plant-based. And if I go to, if I'm with All Caribbean Wrestling, we going to the Bahamas. If you're going to the Dominican Republic or Trinidad, I'm gonna have some fish.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Absolutely. So how does that work from a health standpoint? Because look at you, bro. You're all jacked up. You're a person who really has dedicated his time into the gym. You've always been professional in that sense. You make sure that you look presentable. Pro wrestling is a physical.
I left the part. You gotta have
Yeah,
the
you look the
uniform.
part. Exactly. So you can't just get it done in the ring. You also have to look the part. You got to look like a star. How do you maintain your health despite the fact that you've cut out meat?
You just gotta know your. I get my protein in. I get it in. I try to stay as healthy as possible. I'm not perfect. I do have a sweet tooth. I definitely have a sweet tooth. And I would have six-pack ripped abs right now if I didn't like my cakes and pies. But I have a good balance. My stomach is still flat.
Well,
My stomach is still flat.
the other thing too, your wrestling style, bro. You move like you're a quick dude. So that's
Oh
that's
yeah,
the other
yeah, yeah.
part too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And that's just how when I train. When I'm at the gym. The intensity, and I bring that same energy when I'm in the ring. And also when I'm in the ring training, I train how I perform. And I tell that to my students too. When I was training my training students, I'm like, don't half-ass it in practice because how you practice is how you're gonna perform.
Deep.
Keep
Practice
that
how you
same
play.
energy.
Yeah, practice how you play.
Exactly.
Wow. That's something, man. How many years now in 2025 officially have you been in the wrestling industry?
Okay, so let's do the math. The first time I ever got into a wrestling ring was on my 18th birthday, and that was December 10th of 2000. I graduated 2022, was it? No, not
No,
22. I'm
you mean
sorry,
2002. 2002.
2002. Yes, correct. Yeah, correct.
Got
2002.
you.
And I am 41 right now in 2025. So 2002, take away 2000. What's that?
So you're talking 23 years.
Whew.
23 years in the
Wow.
game.
23 years. Yeah, it went by quick.
Yeah, man. That's deep. That's
Still feel
deep.
young, and I still feel like I got and I'm still learning. That's what's wild.
Well, here's the thing. You still feel young and you still look young.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Appreciate
you've
that.
taken care of yourself, which is important.
And I think the veganism has a staying away from meat had a lot to do with that too.
Wow. Do you eat like a lot of ginger and things like that? Because one of the things my Jamaican grandmother always would stress to me, she was like, look, you got to make sure that you consume ginger every week. Try if you can do it every day, do it every day. But you got to have ginger in your diet just to keep your stomach under control, which will keep everything else under control.
Ginger is
Right?
definitely great for the gut.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might have some is it beets and ginger juice?
Ooh,
Press.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little strong, but it does the gut good.
That's exactly,
And I think
exactly.
all diseases start in the stomach first, in the gut. So you want to, if if you're having some issues going on, I'll say fast, detox the gut, and then start from there.
Damn, bro. You got to get your nutritionist license next, man, because you want this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You want this. Wow. Now,
I'm on my
one of
health
the
journey.
big
I'm gonna be here.
things,
I'm gonna be here for a long time.
exactly, exactly. One of the big things that our listeners wanted to know about is your hair care, because you always look put together with your hair somehow, some way, brother. You know, you're out there sweating all the time and what have you, but it looks like you really put a lot of effort into there. So talk to me about that. What are you using in your hair to keep it looking healthy like that?
Um, I don't even have like right now. I had my own beard care line, but I had to take a break from that. But that's gonna be back in the market this summer. I'm gonna get back into that. I had to get my original ingredients back because I lost a lot of merchants, and the ingredients wasn't the same, and I didn't want to do my customers like that.
Mm,
So I took a pause on that. Um, but for myself, I use the same ingredients: black seed oil, black castor oil is great. And for my beard, I still use my same key ingredients that I used in my beard care products: black seed oil, shea butter, and there's something else, but I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. And that's what I do to stay laced, man. Keep the beard game up and the locks.
brother, let me tell you something. I I shave my beard once a month. I take it down in order to
Mhm.
get to the skin and just make sure that I don't have any of the ingrown hairs, the bumps, or anything like that. I want to make sure it's all nice and
Yeah.
moisturized. Now, that's overkill on my part. You know what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
that there's a way to do it where you could keep the beard and still make sure you're taking care of your skin. You've had the beard for a while. How? Do you have any tips
No
for me,
ingrown
brother?
hairs at all.
So,
Oh,
so what?
absolutely. You see how the homies when they get their waves in, right? They keep
Mm,
brushing their waves
yeah,
with that little brush. You gotta do the
yeah,
same thing with your beard. Yeah, stimulate the blood in the cheek area. You know what I'm saying? And it also keeps you combing in the desired way you wanna style your beard. You gotta train it. And then while
got
you're
it.
doing that, you're also brushing the skin. Your skin underneath all that hair, and that prevents ingrown hair.
Wow, there
So
it
when you first
is.
starting it, yeah, you're gonna look like you're brushing your face like the dudes with the waves constantly till you train your hair how you want it, and then after a while you don't gotta do that no more once you get your desired look.
Damn. Okay.
I'm
There it
dropping a
is.
lot
So
of gems in this
I'm
podcast.
trying to tell you, brother. And listen, this is the reason why I wanted to have this kind of conversation with you, because one of the compliments that's always been consistent about JTG, you are a highly thoughtful, super intelligent person, and you're an excellent communicator. And that's not something
Oh,
that
thank you, man. I
everybody can
appreciate that.
say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, seriously, bro. That's not a
And I came a
none.
long way. I came a long way. You know why? Because I was raised in Brooklyn. I'm raised nothing around Caribbean, so I had to really work on my accent.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Is
Yeah.
that something that have people communicated that directly to you? Because that's what they say about you. Just the fact that you're an easy person to communicate with, understand, and you really people enjoy interacting with you because of that. Because you actually are a thinker. You're not just some guy with muscles. You actually got a real brain on you, and you got something to say. Is that something that people have communicated to you before?
So I'll tell you a quick story about what got my attention to work on my speech and my communication skills and my accent as well. So we in OVW, we would do promo classes once a week. And one week I cut a promo, and Beth Phoenix, you guys know Beth Phoenix, the Hall of Famer, we trained together. She was in my class. And after class, she pulled me to the side and she was like, Jay, you cut a great promo, the energy, your mannerisms, but I didn't understand one word you said. But
Oh,
it, but but I liked it for some reason. And then she was like, "Yeah, just slow down a little bit. I think it's your accent." I was like, "I don't know what is it. Is it New York? Is it like Jamaican?" She didn't know Trinidad. I had to no,
Mm.
no, my family's from Trinidad. It's like, "Oh, I don't know." I was like, "It's a small island, but yeah, whatever." And then from there, I started working on it. I started talking in the mirror, and I started reading out loud, and watching my lips, and making sure that I pronunciate my word. Sometimes I slip up. It happens, but yes, I definitely had to work on that. That was my wake up call. Beth Phoenix, thank you, Beth.
See, now listen, I'm about to go there now. So please, I'm not trying to get you in trouble with your family, especially your mama, but I got to go here now. Um, as a Trini young man, in
Mhm.
the culture they don't like thieves. Okay, you know what I mean? They don't like people who steal. So doing the crime time gimmick back in the day in WWE, where that was literally part of the gimmick. Did you get in trouble with your folks on that?
Um, you know what was wild is my mom's a correctional officer.
Yes.
So, but she's a diehard wrestling fan, and she she knew how hard I worked to get there because she was the one I was calling. Hey, mom, I'm short on this month. Can you help me out? She was the one I was calling. That was like my tag team partner, while I was training. It was just me and her trying to figure stuff out. She was the first person I called when I got signed.
Deep.
Um, right after I got signed, when I dropped the phone call with jaw laurinaitis. But what was I saying again?
Or did you get in trouble for portraying this character that steals, knowing in the
Oh yeah,
culture?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so when she yes, so when she finally found out about my character, I had to explain it to her, and then she was like, "Man, you work so hard. I like, yeah, go ahead." Like, I got her blessing, so I was comfortable with it. I might have
Got
got
it.
some slack from outside. I was just outside, from people in my community, how we were portraying uh African Americans. But to keep it real, that's how I literally dress, in high school.
Of course.
I just put the pant leg up.
Come
I
on,
had
man.
Timbs, I had the jeans.
Yeah.
My pants did sag. I didn't wear a bulletproof vest, but we on TV, we gotta exaggerate.
Yeah, yeah. There was none of that tight jeans stuff, man. You talking back then. Diplomats were big. Nelly was big. Everybody was wearing,
Nelly.
yeah, yeah. Everybody was wearing the clothes like that, man. And even going back, I mean,
That was the G Unit era.
yeah, G Unit era, exactly, exactly. But even folks like Daz Effects and Redman and what have you, baggy jeans, man, and baggy clothes. It wasn't none of this tight stuff that you see today. So it makes sense. Yeah, that was an accurate portrayal in terms of how you dressed. But I always wondered about that, man. Like, man, I wonder how you folks took that gimmick there because boy, I know that if you were
We were
getting into stuff like
literally
that,
literally
huh?
characters out of a Def Comedy. What's it called? We were literally characters out of the Def Jam video game.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Remember the video game?
Yep. Yep. Fight for New York. Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm telling you, folks, we're talking to JTG, legitimately one of the more beloved wrestlers, really in history. A guy that you're not going to find probably anyone who's going to say a bad word about him, other than his opponents who would hope to defeat him at some point. But other than that, this brother is the real deal. Now, listen, I got to give a plug here. Talk to me about TK from Women's Wrestling Talk because I know that she is one of the wonderful people that help All Caribbean Wrestling continue to flow the way that it does. Talk to me about TK.
Oh, TK makes the trips go smooth. I don't know what I'll do without TK on these All Caribbean tours. She works hard. I'm thankful to have her. She's the one that reminded me, to hook this interview up, and also made sure that also reminded me to, make sure I set my alarm. So yeah, she's on it. She's on it.
She sure is, and you know what? And that's a Caribbean sister right there too. I would not want to get on her bad side. She looked like she could really whoop somebody if she wanted to, man.
Oh yeah, I think she'll let you have it.
So once again, folks, Sin City Burn. That's Thursday, April 17th, 10 p.m. Bell time. That's out there at 6035 Harrison Drive in Las Vegas. All Caribbean wrestling. Get a chance to see JTG during WrestleMania weekend. Battle on that card as well. Now you're taking on Chandler Hopkins, right?
Yes, sir.
So what can we expect with that?
This is going to be our second time going to battle. So the first time we went to battle, it hasn't aired yet, so I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely
Camera.
looking forward to Vegas. And after I win in the ring, in Vegas, I'm gonna take my lucky streak and see what the slot tables have got for me.
There you go. There you go. Vegas, watch out, man. JTG about to run wild. Watch out now.
Shake
Listen,
them
brother.
dice.
Exactly. Shake them dice. Listen, brother, you're a good man. I really appreciate you. Why don't you let everybody know the best way that they can continue to keep up with you so they never miss where you're going to be next?
If you want to follow the God, you can follow the God on JTG 121084 on Instagram. So you remember is December 10th, 84. That's my birthday. JTG 121084. And Twitter is JTG 1284. And follow me, keep up to date with all my shows and all my projects that I got coming out. And like, for example, that beard care, beard and body care. Hold on, beard lock and body care. Holla at your boy.
Strictly for the culture every day. Step in style in your unique way. Patterns and colors so defined. All about the perfect line. Be yourself, let your spirit fly. In this fashion, you'll touch the sky. Strictly for the culture, brand so fine. Dress to impress and show your shine. Strictly for the culture, every day. Step in style in your unique way.
Visit www.strictlyfortheculture.ca.
Hey everybody, this is Ava Brooks, your AIWF Women's World Champion, and you're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Brothers and sisters, you know that when it comes to the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, not only do I talk to the legends, I also talk to the future legends. And certainly our guest this week here, let me tell you something. I am calling it out. You can mark this down in the record books, archive it. You're going to be coming back to it and you'll be like, wow, Duke knew. I'm telling you right now, Ava Brooks is going to be a household name. She is going to have an incredible career because she means business. She backs up what she says. And most importantly, people fear Ava Brooks. Okay? That's how much of an ass kicker she is. So without further ado, welcome to the Duke Loves Rasslin podcast, the future legend herself, Ava Brooks. What's going on there, Ava?
Not much, just going day by day, continuing to defend my championship. Just life can't get better than this.
It certainly can. I mean, let's talk about it. The AIWF Women's Championship, for somebody who is still pretty fresh in the business, how does it feel to have such a prestigious belt?
It's a surreal feeling, but I know that I'm ready to have the responsibility of holding the belt and to make it have such a bigger name than it already does.
Well, certainly with a name like Ava Brooks attached to it, they can only go up from here. There's no question about it.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
interesting. I mean, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and I was saying, Ava Brooks, she's going to be on the show. She's sugar. The fans love you and they root for you and what have you. You have this sweet side, but damn it, you're also spice. when that bell rings, it's amazing to see the way that you start roughing people up in there, and you don't play any games. How are you able to balance the two of being so sweet outside of the ring and yet you're so vicious inside of the ring?
So I think it's mainly stemming from the fact that the fans have got me where I am. Now, obviously, I've done the hard work to make sure I can do what I do in the ring, but without them, I wouldn't have anybody behind my back other than my family, and I still work to impress my family. Sometimes I'll do things they're like, I didn't even know you could do that. I'm like, surprise. But the I know that the fans will always have my back at the end of the day. When I step in between those ropes and I see my opponent across the ring, the only thing going through my mind is to beat them and to make sure that they're the ones looking up at the lights, and that if I have my belt with me, that I still have it at the end of the day. And even if I don't, that my hand's still raised. So I go into every match, even if I like my opponent, outside of those ropes, once we're in there, I'm coming for your head.
You hear that? She is coming for your head, so you better watch yourself out there, folks. No two ways about it. Ava Brooks means business. Now, you brought up the family. Little Birdie told me that your mom is a big wrestling fan. Is that true?
Yes, my mom is a very big wrestling fan. She's a very big Ava Brooks fan. She is my personal photographer. That's what I call her. I'm lucky to be able to have my parents with me and my little brother at every show that I go to. My dad actually refs sometimes. My mom does my pictures so that I have content for you guys to constantly see what I'm doing. And my brother gracefully runs my merch table for me if I can't make it up there, or records my match. That way I can look back and see the things that I also need to work on. Because even though I'm Ava Brooks and I'm damn near perfect, I'm kidding. But I still have things that I have to work on, and I want to be able to give the best product to you guys, the fans.
You know, it's funny. Cody Rhodes, his theme music, I think it's called, is it Kingdom? He says there's more than one dynasty in pro wrestling, and certainly it sounds like the Brooks family are part of one of the many dynasties there. Your brother's selling merch, your dad is reffing, your mom is taking photos. You're the champion. It's like, goodness gracious, you guys are doing it all over there, huh?
We got a whole team.
You sure do. I love that. And who was your trainer? I mean, who set the stage for you to be this star that you already have blossomed into?
Yeah, so I started at a more local training school for me. It was called the Facility in Johnstown. 3 months before my debut, I decided that it didn't really fit me anymore. So after that, I didn't really have a school. I wasn't sure where to go. I was not yet graduated. I was a senior in high school. I was a junior when I started training. So I had 3 months in between when I left to my debut. Every show that I went to, I'd help set up the ring and immediately would get in with anybody who was willing to work with me. So I had a lot of minds helping me prepare for my debut. And then after that, I immediately started going to Brandon Kay up at Rise and Glenn Spector, who is also now one of our head trainers up there, along with Dean Radford.
Well, shout out to the whole crew there. You guys are cooking, man. I'm telling you right now. And certainly when we talk about the AIWF, everybody listening out there, check them out on social media. You want to follow, you want to keep up with what this promotion has going on. They have some blue chippers, including Ava Brooks, who's already a champion, and the sky's the limit. She's just getting started here, which is fantastic. Now, I know that you have some pretty big bookings coming up, especially as we get closer to WrestleMania. So, why don't you let everybody know where can they find Ava Brooks if they want to see you in action live?
So I have a very big weekend coming up, the weekend after Mania, which is the 25th, 26th, and 27th. The 25th, I will be making my Ohio debut at Oldie Wrestling. Super excited to be able to be working with that promotion. The next day, I'll be in West Virginia for RSW, which is Real Shoot Wrestling. I'll be facing their women's champion, Lexis Sin, for their women's belt. And that Sunday, I'm going to shoot up to Buffalo, New York for NCW, which is Nickel City Wrestling, to tag team with a girl I know very well against JC Storm and her tag team partner.
Wow. JC Storm is no joke, so that's going to be a big challenge for you there. Have you been in the ring with JC before?
I have. I did a one-on-one match with her for the NCW women's belt back in January, and I didn't walk out as the champion, but I was pretty dang close to taking that belt from her.
See, I'm telling you, folks, Ava Brooks, I am telling you right now, putting my stamp on it, Ava Brooks is going to be a name you will never forget. She's a superstar in the making here, a legend in the making. And the beauty of this is that we get to document her journey right from the beginning. I love it. It's good stuff there. Ava, if anyone listening right now wants to keep up with you, what's the best way they can do that?
Probably my Instagram, which is official Ava Brooks. From there, I have a link tree in the bio, which has all of my other social medias. My Facebook has started to grow, but I will let fans know that I do not answer messages on there. Mainly for the simple fact there's so many and I can't talk to every single one of you at one time. That's why I have bookers email me instead of going on Messenger or an Instagram DM. I'll see your requests faster on Instagram than I will on Messenger. So just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind indeed. All right. So if you folks want to do business, reach out on Instagram for sure. But regardless, keep an eye on AIWF. Keep an eye out for Ava Brooks. I'm telling you, man, this is history in the making, happening before our eyes. That's what it's all about. Listen, Ava Brooks, I appreciate you. I thank you for not threatening to body slam me. I didn't want any problems. I know I was late for this interview, and you told me I better not do it again. So you have my word. The next time you come on the show, I'm going to have my act together, okay?
Okay, you better promise. Pinky promise right now. Put your pinky out.
All right, my pinky is out.
Okay. Lock it.
Locked.
Okay. I'll let you go this time.
This is Tony Schiavone, and we're desperately out of time on Duke Loves Rasslin.